Hello, my good people. Welcome back to Onyi's World. If this is your first time here, you are most welcome. Thank you for stopping in and hanging out with me today. If you are a returnee, thank you for coming back. It lets me know that you are enjoying these videos. I would hope that you are enjoying these videos. Thank y'all for the comments. Thank y'all for the love, okay? Now make sure you stick around, okay? But today I want to ask y'all a couple of questions. Okay. Why is it that people naturally expect a woman to know how to cook? Like your DNA is supposed to be programmed to be chef-ridden. I have a problem with that because something's wrong with my DNA. I had to learn how to cook. If y'all don't know, I have been married now almost 20 years, 17 years, and I have 4 children. And before I got married, you guys, I knew how to cook one thing. I'm not going to tell y'all what that one thing was. That's for later. But people act like it's supposed to come naturally to you. It didn't. Now, my mom, my mother could throw down. My sisters, heck, one of them is a chef. One of them cooks and people order from her and everything. She's shipping all over the place. And, you know, her being a professional chef, people look like, oh, it must run in the family. The juice ran out by the time it got to me. I am a professional no chef. I don't know how to, scale cooking and things like that. I had to learn it. Not that I don't know how to. I had to learn it. Okay, let me rephrase that. Before y'all think that I just walk in the kitchen and set stuff ablaze. I don't. But I remember the first time that I was trusted with cooking dinner for my entire family in Nigeria. Now, my family constituted of more than just my dad, my mom, and my siblings. We had our auntie stay with us from both sides of the family, and because my father was the associate pastor of the church we were attending at that time, a lot of people came over. So trusting me with cooking dinner meant exposing a lot of people to what I thought was good food. Yes, it was time to pray. My auntie took me shopping. We bought all the ingredients, stuff that she thought that I would need. I cooked. Let me tell y'all what I cooked. I cooked beans. We call it beans. My American people will call it black-eyed peas. But we get a lot of spices and put stuff together and make something we think is yum. It's good. At least that was the intention. So she took me shopping. We already had the beans at home. I just needed a few of the spices. And she bought the stuff. And as we came home, she was giving me the rundown. So what are you going to do first? And what are you going to do next? And I was giving her the answers because, I knew them. That's what you know to put in the food. So we got home and I guess she thought because I gave her satisfactory answers on the way home that she could leave me to myself in the kitchen. That was not a very good idea. Anyway, I took the beans, I washed them. Yay me. I sorted them first because, sometimes those beans have rocks mixed into them. So I sorted it and then I washed it, put it in a pot, brought it to a boil. I put the salt in it, I put some of the, I think we call them tatache, but I think it's habanero peppers. So I put some of those in there, ground them up. We had a little mortar and pestle. I don't know how to describe what a mortar and pestle is, but if you Google it tell you. Ground some up in there. Took some of the crayfish, we call dried shrimp crayfish. So ground some of that up and just mixed in the oil and the red oil and made the food. I was proud of myself, y'all. But do y'all know what? The entire time I was cooking that food, it did not strike me one time to taste it. I didn't taste it. So when it was done, it smelled wonderful, you guys. It smelled so palatable, I couldn't wait. So I opened the door. The door from the kitchen led straight into the living room, but we kept it closed because we don't like that stuff shifting around in the house. And the way the house was rigged, if you opened the door to the backyard, it could vent the kitchen so that smell did not sit and then spread all over the house. So I opened the door that connected the kitchen to the main house, and I called my auntie. I said, I think I'm done. I have prepared the food. And she was like, yay, I guess the smell hit her. And she was like, smells delicious. One for the team. And then she came in the kitchen and she was like, did you taste it? I was like, no. Uh-oh. So I reached over and I tasted it. Found. It was too late. It was too late to fix it because the food was done. The beans had softened and absorbed everything that I put in it. Everything. So my auntie, she's like, oh, whenever you cook, just make sure you taste it. And then she reached down, grabbed a spoon, and she scooped her a heaping spoon. I don't know where she thought that it was going to taste. Maybe she thought it was going to taste great because I had told her I knew what I was doing. And she put it in her mouth, and I think it came out faster than she put it in her mouth. She looked at me and she said, what did you do? So I reached down. I was like, well, what do you mean? What did I do? I cooked the food. You told me to cook the food. I cooked the food. So I took 2 peas, 2 beans. That's the safe way to taste food, y'all. Even if you are the chef. I took 2 and I put it in my mouth. And those 2, they were more than enough. The sodium level, y'all, the moment the peas hit my mouth, right? My intestine was like instant hypertension. It's on deck. There's no saving grace. You will die. It was so salty. And then on top of the fact that the salt level was through the roof, I had the audacity to put enough pepper in there to burn the inside of the human mouth. It was so spicy, you guys. It was so spicy. So there was really no other option for dinner that night. I was trusted with it. That was her fault. I think I was, 7 years old, 8? I was young. But back home, they expect you at that age to have some level of common sense. I had common sense, just not to cook that. And she started trying to fix it. So she got some more black-eyed peas. She got some more beans. She washed it. She tried to taste it again, mix this spice in, try to, boil some more beans so she can mix it in with the food. I mean, she tried everything. When it was said and done, she scooped it and she did this number. That is never a good sign. And then came my real critiquers, my siblings. I have a little brother that's, the youngest of us is a man now, but he was a little boy back then. When he got his plate, homie wept. He would not stop crying. I don't know why you people want me to eat this. It's so bad. I'm like, dog, can you think of any other way to hurt my feelings? I put a lot of work into this. I poured my heart into this. Okay? So that dinner didn't go down too well. Everybody giving me dirty looks. I tried not to look up. What am I going to do? I can't fix it. Sorry. Enjoy your meal. So I grew up, my mom and them, they're still cooking. I every so often I would cook something and it turned out fantastic. I learned from that. I did. But when we came to the States and my family would need to cook some things sometimes, I would just be a prepper. I didn't mind. I hated cooking. I didn't mind prepping. Somebody else cook. I wash the dishes. I eat. Life is good. And then I got to the age where it was like, hey, you're going to get married soon. I was like, oh my God. So I started learning how to cook different things. You had to. But the one thing that your girl was good at, I was fantastic. It was ravioli. You didn't have to do much. You just open the can, Chef Boyardee, pour it out, and heat that bad boy up. It was yummy right out of the can. And my sisters, when I started dating my husband, were like, so what are you going to do? What y'all going to do? Variety? They had ravioli. They had spaghetti. They had, they called out all of Chef Boyardee's variations. And I was just looking at them like, as much as I want to snatch y'all up, y'all have a point. I got to learn. I have to learn. So My older sister would be cooking. I'd be in there watching her. Watching somebody else cook is so boring. It is so boring. I could not bring it to make sense to me for anything. But as you all can see, I have survived it. Because now I cook a variety of things, but it didn't come naturally. So stop assuming that women just should be able to know how to cook naturally because they are women. No, some of us have to learn. I had to. I burnt too many dishes to count. Yeah, I'm throwing myself out there. I know somebody's out there judging me. I don't care. You probably burnt water. Speaking of burnt water, I know somebody who tasted water to check to see if it was done cooking. But I'm not going to throw them under the bus. Unless they come comment up under here, then that bus is going to push them right out. But yeah, have you all been expected, or what are your obligations to women as far as kitchen duty? Do you feel like it's a woman's job to know how to cook? Is it by force? Or is it okay if she pulls out a recipe book here and there? Because I've had to pull out a recipe book here and there too. All right? So I want to hear from you all. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn the bell on so that you are notified of every time I post a video. Like this video if you enjoyed watching it, and then share it, okay? And don't forget to leave me some comments. I like to interact with you all. Until the next time, don't forget I am building a community, so come along with me. Be blessed, you guys.